Rising Stars! Happy Monday! I hope we're all ready for a good week. We are kicking off this week talking about something that ironically Nicole brought up on our team page earlier today. So the topic for today is how to, let me read it real quick. Not letting the demands of others get to you. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about first. And then I want to talk a little teeny tiny bit about something I heard on the director call today that was just really exciting to me, and I want to share that with you guys and hope that you will hop on board with me as we go forward with this. So, like I mentioned, not letting the demands of others get to us. So earlier today, I posted the picture of director and, how does this make you feel and all of that. And it's really exciting because we're all working toward getting to director on this page, right? And so I kind of wanted to gauge and see where you were at with that. And one thing that Nicole brought up was, do you ever feel like you had too many people on your team? Time is already an issue, and how do you handle that? And I think that she's absolutely right. I think that it can be difficult when we are, most of us, I believe, moms, wives, friends, business owners, have other jobs, whatever it might be, right? We have all of these other demands, volunteer obligations and things like that we are doing. And so do we ever feel like if we have too many people on our team, I'm just not going to be able to handle it? And I think that I posted a couple responses, and then I looked and saw that this is what the training was about today. I was like, oh, that's just so funny that it came up. But the first thing to consider is that as our teams grow, the design is that we train our frontline to train their frontline, to train their frontline, to train their frontline. So essentially, you're not going to be having the demands of everyone on your team all of the time, because they will be going to the person above them and so forth. Now, it doesn't always happen like that. And as leaders, oftentimes we want to help everybody. I know I want to help everybody who needs help, especially everybody who's wanting to grow their business and asking questions and demanding my time because they're wanting to grow their business. That's exciting to me. And so I want to help them. And so, and I think that's okay too. It's not always going to be that you're only helping your frontline type system, right? You're going to have hobbyists who come into the business, and you're going to have a handful of leaders or business builders, or people who really want to grow and really want something out of their Scentsy that's bigger than just, their 200 every third month. So you're going to have both. So the more people that you have, it's not like you're going to have a whole bunch that are going to be very demanding of your time. Also, I'm sure you will find that the people, usually the business builders, are the ones who are less demanding of your time than the hobbyists. And that can kind of be the hard part, because the business builders are self-sufficient and they're motivated and they're, looking to make this work for themselves. And so and the people who are doing it as a hobby they don't want to put that much time into it. And so they're going to be more likely to come and ask you. But that's okay. That's all part of it. And at the same point, newer consultants need more guidance and help than consultants who have been around longer. So there's several things that you can do to kind of not let the demands get to you. I would say posting, like on your team page, if you see news, something come out on the news tab, or we get an email from Scentsy about it, I often make the mistake of thinking, well, everybody got that email, everybody should know. Not the case. There's been many instances, even recently, where I'm like, I should have just posted that to the Queen of Scent Facebook page, because I think more people check there than check their email. So if you see something like that and you post it, then you're putting the information out there before people come to you with all of these questions and demands and things like that. The other tip I would recommend would be setting business hours, or setting and communicating some sort of schedule with your team, so that they know, like Ariel's gonna take Sundays off, so something like that, or Ariel's gonna be returning my emails from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. That's not what I do, but anyway, just an example, there's many people who set business hours so that they're not, having this constant bombardment of feeling like they're having all these demands from their team. So setting business hours or some sort of schedule and communicating that with your team will help to kind of deflect the demands, because they'll know to grow to know when they can expect to hear back from you, or and then be understanding about that. So that's one thing that you can do. Oh gosh, the other thing that, this is like the third time I've made this video, you guys, so I can't remember what I did and didn't say already on this. It's been a Monday. I'm drinking coffee at 5:45. Okay. So we've got business hours, communicating on Facebook, people helping their frontline that helps deflect the demands. There's always a support system. So if you're a consultant, there is the support system of your sponsor and director, right? And if you're the director, or, the sponsor, there's the support of your director. And if you're a director, there's the support of your superstar director. And if you're a superstar director, that we have support from Scentsy. And then there's consultant support for everyone. And so there's always a support system around you if you're feeling like the demands are too much or you just don't know. I think it's always okay to say, why don't you give support a call about that? Consultant support a call about that. If you're not sure, or if you feel like you can't give the best answer, or they're not accepting your answer, or something like that. It's okay to do that as well. So, I think that's what I wanted to say about that. That's all I've got to say about that. That's not the right accent. It's supposed to be a Forrest Gump accent, but anyway. Okay, so don't let the demands of others get to you. Set clear expectations, communicate them, and always know you have the support of upline if you need it. So, in this case, me, I'm here for you. So please, please, please come to me if you're feeling like the demands are bigger than you can handle. Now, also, I know that it can be very hard when you feel like your team expects you to know all of this stuff, right? And just know that there's no way to know it all at all. So it's always okay to, say, let me look into that. Let me see if I can find the answer. Something like that. So, that's something that I think as leaders, a lot of times we struggle with, because we feel like we should know, when in reality, a lot of people don't know. So it's okay. Okay, so we want to talk about doubling. This isn't a super great transition, but I wanted to say a little bit about working on doubling our team. So Carla Hunter is a superstar director in Canada, and she was on the director call today talking about how to help your team grow. And she promoted 10 frontline directors. Frontline directors. That's just 10 this fall. And that's amazing. And she was at a point in her business where she was already a superstar director when she did that. And she kind of thought, she'd promoted all the leaders in her business that she was going to promote. So, and that's not where we are at all. But that's, I think, kind of why they had her on the call. So she was talking about how she really focuses with them on doubling their team. Because it's not, that's an attainable goal, right? So if you look at your team size now and you have a goal to double it by May, that's very, very doable. And I think if we start focusing on that in February, if we can all focus on getting doubled by May, we will see great results in the fall. And the one thing I've learned is that you can't get to August and hope you promote to director. And that's part of the reason why I started this group in January, because we really need to start working on it now. And everything we do now is going to help propel to that goal. So if we focus in February with the enhanced starter kit, it's going to be amazing. So I really just encourage you to focus on recruiting this month. Encourage your teams to focus on recruiting this month. Share with them how great it is to bring someone alongside of you in this business. I love recruiting in February because not only do they get the enhanced starter kit, but they have the opportunity to share the 10% off items and the discontinued items. And then they have the brand new catalog in March. So their first 2 months of business are going to just be rocking. And that's so important for a new consultant. And so I really, really like that. So let's just focus on doubling this month. I mean, we have until May. I don't expect you all to just double in February. But let's focus on having as many recruiting conversations as we can, sharing the business opportunity with as many people that we know, asking for referrals, and coaching our teams to come alongside us and do the same. Maybe it's a recruiting challenge that you do, and maybe that challenge is something as simple as like, if we double our team, I will let my son crack. I did this challenge and it didn't work before, but I don't know why this came into my head. I will let my son crack a 12 dozen eggs on my head if we double our team. It doesn't have to cost you anything. Creating community with your teams by doing those fun little things is sometimes the most effective team building and most effective in reaching results way to do it. So let's do it. Let's work on doubling. If you have any ideas of what you're going to do to help your team grow this month, any ideas of, what you're going to do for maybe a challenge or sharing the opportunities with not only you, but passing that on to all of our teams. Because I think a lot of times we get excited about something and we know like, hey, I want this goal. I want to grow my team. I'm going to amp up my recruiting. Like I'm going to take it from here and I'm going to put it to there. But we don't share that with our teams. And I think if we bring them in on it with us, that's when we're really going to see results and see those doubling results that we want to go for. So I am going to hop off. And so I hope that was helpful on both sides. Sorry they didn't really flow together, but I did want to touch base on both of those. So let me know if you're in on doubling and let's get after it.